Welcome to the Get Down. We have a very special episode today because we're actually back after a hiatus. And it feels so good to be back. And we have some really dope guests for our first episode back, our first new episode back. We have Ibex Music Group, which consists of...
I'm Hodder.
And I'm Blossom Complex.
Boom. And...
I'm Frantic.
Hi, Frantic.
I'm the one you love to hate, hate to love, Apollo 13. And this is the Get Down. Thank you guys for having us. We're not at our usual studio. We're at your guys' home base.
Oh, yeah.
So that's kind of cool. I thought y'all were trying to kidnap me.
No, man. No. It appears that way. I've been told that like a lot of people think they're rolling up to the scene and get out, but no, not the case.
No. It took me 30 minutes outside of the city. They're like, yeah, this is the studio. Come in this trailer.
That's like the sketchy thing for everyone. Like the amount of artists we bring through for the first time, they're like, where the fuck are we like right now?
No, honestly, if it makes you feel any better, that's probably the least sketchy thing I've done this week.
Nice. Oh, if nice. You feel better?
No, probably shouldn't. So where did you guys get the idea to do this? So I guess let's explain first. The studio is mobile.
Yeah, studio's in a 30-foot enclosed vehicle hauler.
Yeah.
So, it's just a big-ass aluminum trailer. I had to get the fucking extra tall roof, too, so Kid Coffin could get his ass in here.
Shout out to Kid Coffin.
Shout out to Coffin.
Yeah. 6 foot something.
Damn near scrapes the roof.
Size 18 feet.
Yeah. If he wasn't the whitest person ever, he could play basketball. I'm sorry, Coffin. See, I can't. I'm only like 5'7".
Spud Webb. You got Spud Webb up in this motherfucker.
Yeah, fucking Muggsy Bogues.
Yeah, I can touch the net. Yeah, Lil Tykes doesn't count.
But did you guys have like a... Did you see a fucking design for something like this somewhere online?
I started buying 2x4s and putting them together, and this is what happened. Yeah, straight up. So like the wall, the camera can't see it right now, but there's like the camera's in the booth, so the booth is all soundproof, and there's a big ass wall here. Originally, that wall was gonna be on hinges, and I could open the whole room up still, so I could put like unnecessary vehicle purchases in here and hide them from my girlfriend. But anyway, the budget said no to unnecessary vehicle purchases, so I said, well, no to hinged walls. So we closed this shit in, man, and I just kind of started strapping it all together, made like a few rough measurements, and like, then I insulated the shit out of it and soundproofed the booth, and
Yeah, and like a lot of the idea came originally from like back when I first started working with you. Like my entire idea was always like I have a mobile setup always. Like I could fit a studio in a backpack and just roll it anywhere. And like when we first started recording, we were like dealing with like industrial fans and stuff like outside of your girlfriend's spot.
Yeah.
And basically we got to this point where like because you were looking to buy a house and we were just recording like in a garage and we're just like we hate this.
Yeah.
And you had the genius idea first. The idea was gonna be like, hey, we'll get a shed and we'll just move that whenever you move.
Yeah.
And then eventually just became, hey, we found this trailer and we can bring it fucking anywhere. So that's kind of like been the idea.
Yeah.
Has she had her maiden voyage yet?
Not yet. She's mostly just stayed here.
I'm scared to move it, to be honest with you.
That's fair.
It tows really well, but I'm like, man, like, that wall was built on a budget. So, and like when I was towing it, I bought it in Sheet Harbor. And I took the old road back because I was 100% certain like the whole thing was going to collapse when we were towing it. Like, because the back needs to be braced, so I welded in a couple fucking brackets in the back so it doesn't swing as bad. But like, it's still like, you take a turn and the whole thing just goes, like, oh no, this is it.
Yeah, we're gonna keep this episode short. Yeah. go somewhere where there's better.
Yeah, if the wind picks up, just get out.
Yeah.
I promise everyone, Ibex is like structurally sound. I promise.
Yeah. It is structurally sound. So I built a fucking in like that part right above the camera. There's a massive fucking beam, and when I bought it, it was used for snowmobiles. And there's shelves and shit for all the gear. So I took all the plywood apart and built a massive laminate beam and just fucking put it up in there and jacked the shit out of it with a bottle jack and 2x4s underneath it. So it is like, it's not going anywhere. But like, I also just don't want to move it. Mainly because, like, I don't know where you guys are getting your gas, but that shit's expensive these days.
That nice 2 to 3 trips per year.
Oh, yeah. I was towing this thing home. It was like, truck was like, slow down.
Yeah, so yeah, you did all the work yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty impressive. You done good.
Thank you. Thank you.
I like to think.
So, are you working on anything like musically? Like
No,
right
I
now?
don't do music. No, man, we got a couple, like, label-wise, we got a lot of shit in the works right now. I'm putting another album together that's just about done. We got a couple more takes to do. You got some stuff.
Yeah, I've been cooking up an EP that's kind of like, the entire idea is it's like called Booster Pack, where the entire idea of it's like each streaming service gets their respective track list. So like, because you know how like a lot of EPs these days just feel like a weird collection of singles? That's kind of exemplified by the fact that I just produce for people. So like if someone wants a beat, like I just give it to them. I don't care.
Yeah.
So because of that, it's this weird, inconsistent like track list I always have.
Yeah.
And I'm a nerd, so I'm like loving Yu-Gi-Oh! And all that kind of stuff. So I'm like, okay, here's a booster pack of songs where the inconsistencies are the cool parts of it. So I've been working on that and basically just getting everyone here. Got a song with Frantic and Savage the God on it, which is just...
I was there when it was being recorded, unless it's a different one.
It's a different one.
different
Well,
one.
either way, the one I was there for was good. And I'm sure this one is good too,
Yeah.
obviously. Shit, what was this? So the way you started saying that, I don't know if this is what you meant, but did you say that it would be slightly different on each streaming service?
So the entire idea is, because I like the idea of it being kind of shuffled, so on Apple Music, you're getting a different album cover and a different track list. Some are going to be the same, as in like it's a common card, but there's going to be ones that literally are labeled hollow, like, you know, when you pull like a shiny card from like a Pokemon pack.
Okay,
And each of those are going to be like exclusive to each service, and eventually later on, I might put them together on like an extra thing. But basically, if you're listening on Apple Music, Spotify, or Tidal, each of those are different. So
That's
like,
a really cool idea.
Thank
Sorry,
you.
I didn't mean to interrupt.
no, of course. And like that way, like track one is like, if you're like, oh man, I fuck with track one. Okay, what song do you actually mean? Because that's different in all three.
That's a good way to drum up conversation.
Yeah,
Do
definitely.
you know what I mean? And, you know, in this day and age, you have to be super creative with your marketing and promotion and things like that, because, I don't know, music is interactive, and these days you have so much to compete with.
Yeah,
It's
absolutely.
like a million songs coming out a
And
day.
people like Easter eggs, so like if somebody like here's the album one way on this one, and then their buddy uses not Spotify, they use Apple Music, and they're like, oh, yeah. Like that's pretty cool.
Yeah, and also someone's talking about like, oh, I really like this one song, and they're like, what song are you talking about? I didn't hear that. And all of a sudden, it's just like you each get a unique experience instead of just like everyone getting the exact same product.
It's funny you mentioned that because I actually had that idea first. I didn't. Just so everybody knows.
Yeah.
Copyright.
You'll be summoned to court. Don't worry.
Cease and
Alan versus
desist.
Bloss.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I avoid court. Even if I'm the
I got 4 subpoenas right now.
you find me living in Hodder studio.
Yeah, fuck. There's bunk beds in the back, dog. Pull up.
How did you guys meet?
Lil Frieza.
Yeah.
Lil Frieza hooked us up.
Yeah, he's a rapper that I've been working with for a very long time. Like, we met back when I was working at like a Walmart. And he was part of this group called the Galactic Empire, which, beautiful name. But basically, he'd always try to link up with different bits of his friends. And eventually he was like, hey, I got this friend, really likes to rap. He's kind of like Eminem. Like, he's that kind of vibe. You want to come record? And I'm like, yeah, sure, why not? Just like, let's pull up kind of thing. Go all of a sudden just downtown, which I'm like, where the fuck are we going? Because like every single time I pulled someone's place, it's never like downtown Barrington Street area.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we pulled up, basically recorded a feature for one of his songs. It's still not out. But basically, week after we started working on your album. Like, Jim, it was that
big
quick.
time. You pulled up to my girlfriend's apartment because I was being a bum at the time and just like bouncing off wherever.
Shout out to being a bum.
Yeah.
Time. Now,
Straight up.
now and for the future.
Yeah, there's no shame in being lame.
No, my girlfriend works, so I don't have to. I love you, baby.
Yeah, shout out to all the sugar mamas.
I can stay here and fucking record podcast episodes.
Man. Absolutely.
This is the fruit of your love.
Well, Grace just got a new job too, so maybe I'll quit.
God, I love it.
We're gonna have a lot of time to work on our music. Leave me alone, darling. I'm working on my music.
Yeah. Exactly.
Just watching.
This is part of the process.
Makes me creative. Creativity.
Yeah. Which brings us to the Laid Off LP. My very first album, titled The Laid Off LP, I was laid off. And I was living at my girlfriend's apartment, which was great. And yeah, I spent all of my money that I had saved up. I had like a bunch of bank days. I was waiting to go to Nigeria for work. And anyway, everybody got stuck in Nigeria. Like, nobody could get out of Nigeria and come back to Canada. And I was like, boys, like, I'm running out of money. Please send me to work. And then I got my ROE, and I was like, ooh, I'm not going to work. So I spent all of that hanging out with this guy.
Hey.
Nice.
And we made an album.
Music's expensive to make.
It is.
Yeah,
People don't realize how much investment you have to make.
It's fucking
Absolutely.
Like, yeah.
And it's even the creation process. Like, you spend this much cash, and then you spend like double that on your marketing and rolling.
Oh,
like,
easily.
it's,
Yeah. Between like marketing, music videos, fucking like
Artwork.
artwork. Yeah.
No, it's crazy.
It's a process.
Promotion.
Yeah.
All sorts of merchandise.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then
And that's the thing, like, a lot of times what you're making, like, money off of is not even necessarily the music, is, like,
Yeah, it's
that
my
spot.
OnlyFans.
Shout-outs to Hodder feet. But,
bring back nudes on OnlyFans. I don't like this softcore shit. Not down with the sidebar, my
Except for
apologies.
Bleu Nuit, that shit was dope.
Shout out to Le Bleu Nuit. For any fans, if we have any fans, Bleu Nuit was softcore French porn on television. What? You didn't ever seen it?
no. Look, I grew up
Buddy,
in
hold
Alberta.
on,
I'm
give me
here.
1 second. Give me 1 second. No, I'm just joking. It's
change
not
my
that
life.
kind of studio. It's not that kind of studio.
Boys are here on the casting couch.
The casting futon
Yeah, the casting food. That shit pulls out.
doesn't have the same ring to it. Casting
The couch pulls out, so we don't have to.
And got another couch?
Ignore that stain.
Oh, don't worry, it's clean.
Anyways, how long ago was this?
Like, 2 years?
Just 2 years
Yeah.
ago now.
Because, like, Laid Off LP came out about the same time COVID did.
Yeah.
But basically, like, it was hilarious because the album sounds like it has everything to do with, like, lockdown stuff. Nothing. Complete coincidence. He has a Wuhan bar in there that I was worried about keeping because I was like, this thing's going to blow over in, like, a week. It's
Hodder
gonna
knew.
But, like, nah. Then all of a sudden, we all got actually laid off.
Podstradamus.
That's what it is.
He saw
It
it
is.
coming. Yeah. How long have we been friends, Frantic? I'd say, God, going on almost a decade.
Like 6 years?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It feels like a decade at least.
With the wind chill.
Our friendship has never been tumultuous, but life has been tumultuous because of our friendship. We enable each other. We like to have fun. You know what I mean? And yeah.
Except
Yeah.
in Moncton.
Except we don't talk about Moncton. You guys ever go on tour?
Not yet.
yet.
We've been,
Not
like,
yet.
honestly, like, the Get Down was, like, his first show.
Yeah, it was my
legitimately.
first show. I've been a performing artist for a week now. It's been pretty good.
No shit.
That was his first set ever.
Yeah,
That was my
you
first
held
time
it
in front of
down.
the crowd. Yeah, it was good.
Yeah. How did you feel like, you know, it's funny, you perform once, you perform 1,000 times.
Yeah.
Like you know, I've done songs, I've done them hundreds of times.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I know them. And still like the 5 minutes before I get on the stage, I'm like,
Yeah.
you'll see me bust like 2 shots, like bop, bop, quick, fast. You know what I mean? Get ready.
Oh, 100%. Like, that's the thing, like, so that was his first show. I've been, like, between, like, all my different projects, like, I was birthed out of the EDM scene back in the day. So, like, that was, like, the least complicated set I've done in a very long time, because usually I have, like, launch pads and machines and just trying to, like, not have a panic attack on stage.
Yeah.
But, like, even with that, like, that was probably, like, my 10th show, something like that, in between everything. But, like, every single time, 5 minutes before, I know my legs don't work. It's like, knees, don't exist. Like every single time. It doesn't matter how much you prepare. So right before is always just gonna be a fucking pain.
Yeah, no. But it's great. I find it's like literally as I'm walking up to the stage, I hate my life. As soon as I'm on the stage with the microphone in my hand, it's just like everything goes out the window, and I'm like,
Yeah.
well, fuck you. I start antagonizing. I always antagonize the audience.
Well, your whole fucking setup died.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
shit the bed, and I was like, I looked at your screen just go black, and I was like, so how about IHOP opening in fucking Dartmouth Crossing, everybody?
Like right
Everybody was
before.
like, pancakes.
Yeah, like right before I said, I had to like
It's like,
reset
fuck.
the entire set in about like 2 minutes.
Yeah. It was fucking good timing, too. I was like,
you.
fuck
And then
it.
one of the
Excellent.
mics was working, and then the other mic didn't work.
Yeah.
And then I went back, and then the other mic worked.
Oh my
I don't know who fixed it.
I was doing.
I hope it was Kins, but I don't know. It might have been someone else.
That's the thing, right? It's like, so even if you got everything right on your end as the artist, you have everything memorized, you're feeling confident, you still have to worry about technical difficulties.
Oh, fuck
Yeah.
yeah.
Like, bro,
Wow.
I was doing a show in the summer, and like, the sound tech was like fucking with the levels as I'm performing. So they were like, your mic's off now. Grab the other mic. So I got 2 mics in my hand,
Double
and I'm
fisting.
like rapping into one, and they're like, no, not working. Rapping into the other one, literally bouncing back and forth. I'm like, yeah.
When we were in the Underdogs, we've shared one mic between the three of us.
Between
so-
3 of us, yeah. It's like,
alright.
for some reason, it's like, you're a fucking venue, dude. You don't think you have at least 2 mics kicking
Yeah.
around?
Oh, it's like I was doing this show like at an art gallery a long time ago. Because before like Blossom Complex, I was producing music under Theodore West. I was like a lot of classical and electronic kind of stuff. And I would be booked at a lot of art gallery things. And I would run everything off a Launchpad, which is like this button controller where like you cue loops and individual notes and finger drum and all that kind of stuff. And my shit dies like right before my set. And when I say a set, I mean I'm performing at an art gallery for about 2 hours. Like it's a 2-hour thing where it's just like a ton of ambient music and stuff. And I'm trying to get this thing to work. And you know, like when you're in an art gallery and when you look at like the first 2 paintings, you really like take them in. And then the second one is like quicker. And then by the time you're done, you just kind of are like looking all across like that. When I see people were looking at me like one of those paintings, like, interesting. There should be something going on here. Next, and I'm just like, I want to die.
They're like, I'm John Cage. What are you talking
Yeah,
about?
literally.
I go to art galleries and I just look for the ones with boobs. And I just stand there.
Yeah.
Beauty's in the eye of the beholder. They don't let me in art galleries too much. I shouldn't have done that.
But he's got a pocket full of cheese.
I always forget that this shit's being recorded. I'm like, fuck. And sometimes I'll go back and I'll watch podcast episodes and I'm just like, fuck you, stupid idiot. like, why did you ever agree to this? You know yourself. You shouldn't be allowed to talk on camera. But here we are. And this is the hard part about being an artist. I don't know, like, so you've only performed once, about 10 times. So much of our life, you know, when you're an artist, is in the public eye.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Right? And that, like, sometimes you gotta watch your ass because people don't know you really.
No, yeah.
You're like, I'm joking. Nobody else thinks you're joking.
And that perception thing is definitely the thing where like the amount of times I've had to like tell someone like, especially like in a line in a song is especially a good idea where like a lot of times you know your personal politics and a lot of people around you do, but you say something dumb in a song that could be construed the wrong way. The amount of times I have to catch them and be like, hey, I know you're not a bigot, you're good. That sounds bad. like with all due respect, the early days of Kid Coffin was just saying edgy stuff for the sake of saying edgy stuff, and I had to be like, look,
Yeah.
I love metal too. I love Scarlet. I like Eminem. They don't say that. So you should probably just like rephrase that a little bit.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, just like that perception you got to keep up with always.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Coffin, we love you.
Love you, Coffin.
Shout out to Coffin. If anybody's looking for a real estate agent, go to Coffin.
Is Coffin selling houses?
Yeah, Coffin's
Coffin's
slinging
slinging condos left, right, and center. Oh, yeah, man.
Jesus. It must be dope to be white. Fuck. I'm just joking. It must be alright though. I heard.
So, how's your process in terms of like making an album together? Like, how does that go about?
First, we drink a lot of coffee.
so much.
And
we have
the energy drinks. Too.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
we have
We drink a lot of
we got a
coffee too,
caffeination
right?
I do
log.
drink
Yeah.
a lot of coffee.
Yeah, coffee.
Yeah.
Oh, legitimately, like we have a over there. We have like all of our like beat sheets and split sheets and all that stuff. And tucked away in there, there's something that's just labeled a caffeination log, and it's an ongoing tally of every single time we have an energy drink or coffee in here. It's not a competition. It's more like golf because if you come up with the less of them, you're not going to die early. So that's
Yeah.
kind of fun. But
Nice.
it's disturbing. Like no one should see that tally. I'm sorry to my partner.
It was a reality check.
Everybody
yeah.
needs a vice, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no.
If
big
coffee's your vice, you're doing pretty good. pretty good.
Yeah.
Not bad. So
Yeah.
in terms of running the business,
Yes.
Yeah.
where do you, because everybody has their strong suits.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? What do you guys, how do you delegate the work?
Yeah.
What's your strong suits?
So for me, my background is so much in the production end of things and the music side. So pretty much anything that's like the music, recording, booking people into the studio, and all like the album art a lot of the times, and all like I don't want to say the creative stuff because it's really the artist doing a lot of that, but all like the process of making the album come together, that a lot of times will fall mostly under me.
Yeah.
Liam is an absolute god at making sure that people are getting their connections, their photo shoots, everything like that. So like putting people to connect, doing like more of the management side, that's all Hodder here. So pretty much anything you're hearing and seeing a lot of times, usually is being run through me. Like all the mixes and masters, all the album art that's run through us, like all of that's pretty much consistently just been me. And then always like, there's always like a conversation, making sure like there's
Yeah.
communication, but anything like the connections that the artists are getting, that's so much of him.
Yeah. No, we have a wicked, like, a back and forth working relationship in the sense that, like, you're the brains of the operation, like, in here, booking people in, fucking, putting the beats together, mixing, mastering, fucking, a lot of times the artwork, too.
Yeah.
Like, the album covers and shit, 9 times out of 10, like, Blossom puts that together. That's
Hell
why they all
yeah.
look fucking sick. And, because if I did it, it'd be like, oh, fuck, somebody got Crayola.
Just
But and then after Blossom does some fucking absolute magic, then it comes to me and I get a chance to fuck it up, and I do all the rollout. We put together an entire like strategy for like, okay, this is how you're gonna run your social media, because a lot of the people that we work with have like, when we get them, very poor social media presence, because they're like, what is social media? It's like, all right, come here, young one. And we run them through it. It's like, okay, this is how the algorithm works. This is how you're going to work it. Going ahead now that we can actually do shows, I'm really excited to start booking people into venues, getting people into shows. Even fucking any open space, any open mic, if I know something's coming up, we're going to be working with them on that, getting people on podcast appearances, in any form of media that they can get for exposure. That's key. And making sure motherfuckers show up on time. That's my pet peeve, man. You were early as fuck. I showed up 5 minutes early and you came out, you were like, bagels? Yes. Absolutely.
I was so hungry, man.
Yeah.
I woke up at 7 and I was just laying in bed waiting for 10 o'clock. So I could go. I was like, I hope he shows up early, and he did. So you went to you went to NSCC?
Yeah, I went to the music business program.
Yeah.
Someone Coffin did actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, don't go there. You don't want him to be you're part of your alma mater. I'm just joking, Coffin. I love you.
But yeah, so that's kind of where I got like my start in like connections up here. Because before then I was just banging out classical music like crazy. I came up here thinking I was gonna be a composer actually. Like I was doing like film scores back when I was living in small towns and stuff.
Nice.
So like my perspective was very much, oh well, I'm gonna be mostly doing classical music up here. Went to music business, made a bunch of connections because like half the class I swear to God was rappers. It was hilarious. But
Yeah.
basically it was a case where like I knew that I love the behind the scenes stuff more than most things. Like I like being an artist, but I love working with people and getting their ideas for it. So much of that for me just became the thing where it was like, I just worked more and more in rap beats. And then eventually just got to this point where I'm like, okay, I'm not really doing that much classical music anymore. So like this makes a lot more sense. And through that, like I would try and help out artists as much as I could. And then like, honestly, the moment like I linked up with him, it just became just gasoline to a match just immediately. Because it's pretty, I mean, I think you two can attest that. You meet a lot of people in the scene, but getting someone with the amount of drive that's needed can be really tough. Because like, music's a bitch to do. Especially because
Yeah.
like, you need to really be kind of a psychopath to put all yourself into something.
Yeah.
Like realistically. So like
I'm not crazy. You're crazy.
Crazy people don't know they're crazy.
No, but that's the thing. Yeah, you got to find. So you need somebody that can keep you motivated and like keep up with your drive and like match your energy, and also somebody that's not going to drive you fucking nuts.
Yes.
You know what I mean? It's like honestly, you can be so talented, but if you suck to work with,
Yeah,
like,
it's
I
over.
can't. I like to enjoy like this already sucks. I already spent all my money doing this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Let me at least have fun.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let me have fun.
I just want to crowd surf once. I'll retire after.
And that's the thing, like good vibes around people is such an important thing. Like especially like when you're recording, like a lot of times I'll make sure like if we're bringing a bunch of people in at once, like making sure everyone's on the same page and it's gonna bring really good energy. Like a very good example of that was like different cloth when we recorded it. Like you were in the room, Taz was there, it was like just amazing energy for that day.
Yeah.
And that's why so much good stuff got done on that day. It's because like the energy of the room was just magnetic.
Yeah. Sometimes you gotta catch people on their inspirational wave, and sometimes it like goes.
Yeah.
And you're like, you gotta wait for the next one.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How
Jump
many
right in.
how many artists do you have on?
I believe-
Do you guys have anybody like on the roster like
Yes.
as Ibex?
Yeah.
Yeah. We have about, I think it's about 5 people on the roster right now.
Well, I can't count.
And I can't read. So.
We got myself.
Wait,
you,
he's the accountant.
and HR. Who we got? We got you, me, Lil Frieza, Twister, Tiernan,
And we're working on getting Megan Clark in
Megan
as well
Clark,
as
and Reese Parker.
Nice.
Reese Parks.
Parks. But I can't read either.
But yeah, so that's kind of our roster right now. Right now, it's a lot of like, we have some people like that are just waiting to sign. And that's pretty much it. We have a lot of people's projects in the works right now. Like Tiernan has an album that's pretty much done right now. Like it's just on the final stages of it. And then like, we're hoping eventually get Coffin. That's the big thing. Like Coffin's,
Scoop Coffin.
like we talk and joke about Coffin a lot. That dude is crazy talented and it'd be
Yeah.
a blessing to have him be.
So
more
Coffin,
connected.
if you're watching right now,
Come on,
call
we got a
me.
studio.
and sell me a fucking copy of Dreams, man, because I just want to add that to my CD
You're
collection.
somebody's golden goose.
Yeah.
That's not, come on, god damn it.
Yeah.
Eggs.
And stuff.
Yeah, we got a good little roster starting out. And right now it's mostly about just keeping it tight and making sure everyone's like really on it. Because like the big thing is like we could be a bit more loose with how we're grabbing people, but then it just becomes a bloated roster that like we can't put as much energy into.
Yeah.
Because the big thing is we want to make sure every single person that's getting run through us gets the right amount of attention and all the support they need. Because if you have too much of that, then all of a sudden like we don't want someone feeling like we haven't been doing anything.
Well, yeah, that's a, you don't want to spread yourself too thin,
Yeah, 100%.
No, that's it.
right? Especially when you're starting out,
Yeah.
Definitely.
right? You know what I mean? A lot of businesses, the first 10 years,
Yeah.
10 years
Oh yeah, nobody turns a profit
what I
for 10
mean?
years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
is
Most businesses close in the first.
in the first year.
Yeah,
exactly.
Shout out to 1 year.
Hey,
We made it.
We're still here.
Yeah. Still here.
Couple gray hairs later. How old are you boys?
I'm gonna hide.
24.
Both of you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. That's 48 altogether combined.
Shout outs to being Gen Z.
Shout out to
just.
Matt.
Shout out
If
to
you
Matt.
need an accountant. Yeah. So you didn't go to school. Did you go to school for what you?
I went to school for marine navigation.
Yeah.
Yeah. I drive boats.
Yeah.
To flat earthers? No, it's not flat.
I
I haven't seen the edge of it yet.
anytime somebody brings up the earth being flat to me, I walked up hills.
Yeah.
God damn it! Tell me this shit's flat.
Yeah.
I have empirical evidence. I'm walking up a hill. Tell me. So, gaining those skill sets, did you read, watch
I can't.
YouTube videos? You look like it. Welcome to the Get Down! We're back!